Welcome to the Valley Today, a public service presentation of the good folks at KAIL TV. Drive-in movies were all the rage in the 50s and 60s. As time went on, theater owners discovered a second purpose: flea markets and swap meets. Join us as we visit with the Parisis at Sunnyside Swap Meet. Up next on the Valley Today. And welcome to the Valley Today. We are at Sunnyside Swap Meet here with Brian Parisi. You've been doing this your whole life.
In a way I have, yeah.
That's all your dad's fault, right?
That's right, yeah. I grew up around swap meets and now I'm running one.
And so you've only had this online, for about a half year?
We just hit 4 months. So it's been going real good, it's been growing.
Yeah.
But originally the Sunnyside Swap Meet started in the early 70s.
Right. And that's when Sunnyside, the drive-in movie theater, was still operating.
Well, yeah, it was interesting. The drive-in was built in 1963. They were all the rage in the 60s,
right.
Drive-ins were. And as they started popping up all over the country, at some point someone realized there was a secondary use for drive-in theaters.
Right.
And that was during the day, have a swap meet. And so I'm not sure where it originally started, but it caught fire real quick once the proprietors of the drive-ins started to realize there was a secondary
income stream
use for the property. Next thing you know, swap meets are popping up everywhere. And this one here, the Sunnyside Drive-In, followed suit, and it opened, I believe it was around 71, 72. All within the theater itself. There was a 2-screen movie theater. They used half of the drive-in for the vendors,
right,
and then the other half for the buyer parking.
As I remember, the theater itself was closer to Clovis Avenue. We're off Clovis Avenue about a third of a mile or so.
Yeah, we're actually in the original parking area for the swap meet.
Okay.
So as the swap meet
meet was separate from the drive-in itself.
Well, originally no. So going back to the way it used to be in the beginning, the drive-in itself, half of it was used for vendors,
okay,
and the other half was used for parking. So it was all within the drive-in property itself.
Yeah.
But as it began to grow and more vendors came out, they wanted to have obviously as many vendors as they could put in there. So the parking started to overflow onto this lot here next door. And I think it was about maybe 80, 81, where the entire drive-in property was now all vendors, and then all the buyer parking was happening out here. Of course, at that time, this was all dirt.
Right.
Compacted dirt, but it would hold a couple thousand cars. It was a big, 10-acre lot. And time went on. I think it was in 1995, 96. The owners of this property decided to go ahead and pave it, do the improvements, and that's what you see here today is the improved parking lot that was for the original swap meet. And what we did is we brought it back to this parking lot to start because, first of all, the nice thing about what we have here and when we didn't have over there was trees.
Right.
We have shade trees. It's level, and that's a big thing. Over on the drive-in side, you've got the hills, which were common in the drive-in movie theater. So there's definitely some benefits to having it here as opposed to on the drive-in.
And as this canopy of trees grows taller and the shade becomes more, then the temperature will go down.
Well, that's it. And this parking lot was actually ignored and neglected for many, many years. So the trees are finally getting water again, and things are really starting to flourish out here. And as we grow, we could always move into the drive-in and expand. But right now, it's we've got a real nice swap meet. It's a lot like swap meets were back in the start, in the
Right.
70s. In the 70s, swap meets were a place to come to sell the things you no longer use or need.
Kind of like a giant garage sale.
Exactly
You
like
know,
that.
stuff that you didn't want anymore, you could just bring here, and you'd have all this traffic. So
That's right.
the chances were more likely you were going to either sell your stuff or find something that you wanted to buy.
Yeah, it was a great place to go. Almost, some people call it the original green business,
Right.
because in a way, I mean, it's all recycling. You're taking, used items and reusing them again. And
So your dad brought you to swap meets as a kid, right?
As a
I mean,
kid.
you've been doing this your whole life.
Absolutely. As a kid, I would sell at the Sunnyside
Yeah.
Swap Meet, and I remember, those weekends were the best. Be able to come
Sure.
out and search for deals
Yeah,
and make a little money, and
Yeah.
at the same time.
And of course, this isn't work because you enjoy it.
I got my whole family here.
Yeah.
My daughters are out here. My
Right.
wife, my parents. It's a
Now
lot of
everybody has a love for something. What do you like to collect? I mean, what are things that you like to collect and hold on to?
That's funny. It's a great question for my dad because he's definitely the collector of the group. I'm not a big collector.
Right.
I definitely enjoy searching for deals, but I don't keep a lot of things. I'll find neat stuff and enjoy it for a little while, and then sell it and find
And
something
that's
else.
the message that you've pushed onto your daughters too, because your daughters are involved with this now, and they've got dolls and things like that they buy, and they play with them for a little bit, and then they move them.
Absolutely. This is a kitchen set right here that
Right.
they got when they were 3 years old, and now they're 9 and they've outgrown it, and it's going to go on to some new kids now.
That's great.
Yeah.
This is really green because we're not making this stuff. We're just reusing it, repurposing it for other people to enjoy.
Right. That's right.
That is a wonderful.
right.
It really is a wonderful thing.
It is. It's great, and it's been really our goal to maintain that. And swap meets have evolved to where there's a lot of new items, a lot of things that you might find at the dollar store. Row after row of the same new stuff.
Yeah.
And that really they've lost the essence of what this is all about.
So Sunnyside was shut down for some years.
Yeah, Sunnyside was shut down in the mid '90s.
Yeah. And why was that?
Well, really, there was 2 different property owners. The drive-in itself is owned by a separate company based out of Los Angeles, Pacific Theaters.
Yeah.
They a little more difficult to work with.
Yeah.
And I think that they were having problems working with the landowners that own the rest of the land out here, and
Gotcha.
because of the conflicts,
Yeah.
a lot of it had to do with parking and overcrowding and not handling the problems that were associated with
Sure.
such a large event.
Yeah.
And they finally threw in their hat and just left Fresno altogether.
Because the theater property now generates no income stream because they're not running a drive-in theater, so
Nothing.
there's nothing coming in
Nothing.
from it. So
Yeah.
you think that they would have just kind of thought outside the box and maybe say, well, 2 cents is better than no cents,
Yeah, and we do still communicate with them, and it may happen in the future.
Sure.
It's definitely a new generation of people that are all working together.
Right, yeah.
So I think that there's a lot more potential for a good relationship.
So if you had more property, could you bring in more people? I mean, would there be more people that would participate if you had more space for them?
I think so, but at the same time, I'm really liking the fact that this is the place that you can come, you can clean out that garage and
Right.
come. It's not hard to get in. There's not
No.
a lot of crowds. It's there's plenty of buyers, plenty of sellers.
Yeah.
It's not overwhelming. You're not going
Right.
to get stuck in traffic for an hour.
It's easy peasy. It's got a nice family feel to it.
Absolutely.
There's no negative vibes here. It's just everybody's happy and and just this
Happy to be here, for sure.
This is about the cheapest entertainment you're going to get. It doesn't cost you anything to come in here.
It's free to
$2
walk
to
in,
park.
$2
And
to
if
park
you don't want to
inside.
pay you to park, you can park out on the street. And
That's
walk
right.
in.
Walk in for free.
Yeah,
That's right.
This is very cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is very cool. So, what other competition you have? You got Cherry Avenue auction.
Yeah, Cherry Avenue
Now, is that
auction.
really a swap meet, or is that kind of more of a merchant thing? This kind of got a different vibe, doesn't it?
Yeah, they're out there in the county. They have a lot of new items. They've got livestock. You know, it's a kind of a rural thing.
Sure.
A little bit different than what we're doing here. You know, it's been there a long time.
And also Mountain View at 99 has got a...
that's right, Selma. There's actually quite a few swap meets throughout the valley, but not too many, you know, real close to home.
Right. So you were open, what, Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah. Now, is Friday working?
Friday's
people
working.
Are coming out?
Friday's a new day for us.
Yeah.
We just started it a month ago, and it's really picking up some steam. You know, this area and this neighborhood has really been neglected for having something new and
you know, culturally, this is one of the first high-end areas in Fresno. You know, the Sunnyside was you know where the bigger lots were.
Right.
You know, the people had nice houses.
Right.
And there's probably and a lot of these people are passing away now. There's probably a ton of antiques here.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Yeah, we see great stuff come through here.
Right.
Every weekend. I mean, the deals that come through here are just fantastic. We have treasure hunters that come out every morning. We see them bright and early, and they always walk out with a big smile and a few things.
The serious ones are out here early, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What time do you open? 7?
In fact, for our early bird treasure hunters, if you're here before 8 o'clock, we don't even charge the park.
Oh, really?
So you can park inside for free, and because we see them, you know, every weekend, every day.
So the vendors are rolling in when? About 7 in the morning?
We open our vendor gate at 5 a.m.
Oh my God!
So we're out here very early.
Yeah.
A lot of them like to get in and get set up before the customers start coming. So we do get out here early. However, we bring vendors in all the way up until 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
So anytime between 5 and 8, we bring in the sellers.
And so for people who want more information, we are at Clovis and Olive Avenue.
Yeah, we're on Olive, west of Clovis.
Right.
We have a website, sunnysideswapmeet.com.
Yeah.
Got a lot of info there.
Right.
We're on Facebook. Of course, you can like us on Facebook.
Yeah.
We do offers on Facebook too, special offers.
You've been lucky this year because the weather hasn't been that bad.
It's been good.
I mean, it's we've had some really nice weather.
We started off a little rocky because we had all that late rain. And it happened to come on the weekend, so we got hit with, you know, Saturday and Sunday rain quite a bit in February and March. But it's sure come out to be...
So if somebody had, you know, something that they wanted to sell, what would it cost for them to set up a display here?
For a vendor space is only $15 to sell.
Yeah.
All the spaces are the same price. It doesn't matter if it's on a corner or if it's a little bit bigger. They're all the same.
Yeah.
They average 20 by 25 feet, so they're big. You can park your car on it, put all your stuff out.
Yeah.
Fridays we actually have made it $10.
Oh, okay.
Because that's a new day, so we're trying to build that up.
Right.
So if someone's looking to come out and get the best price to sell, then Friday would be it. But Saturday and Sunday are obviously busier days, a little bit better traffic. So if you want to get a little better sales, and you know the weekend is a little bit better.
Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. SunnySideSwapMeet.com. Is there a phone number?
Yeah, well, actually the 485 swap.
We are now with Frank Parisi, Brian's father. Thanks for being on our show.
Oh, thank you.
This is something to behold here.
Yes, isn't it quite a deal out here,
now,
isn't it?
Brian's not the collector, but you are.
Who says?
Brian. That's what he said. He says, I'm not the collector. He's not in love with anything. He'll play with it for a little bit and then he'll sell it.
You know, I have stuff, believe it or not, since when I was in high school.
Really?
Oh, I am a...
So what did you start? What was your first thing you started collecting?
Oh, cars.
Really?
I'm a car nut.
All right, good.
Models and cars. And
did you ever build any hot rods?
Oh,
I'm sure you did.
Actually, we've had probably 3 cars in Blackie's show.
Blackie Chijian.
Yeah.
And I still see Blackie occasionally.
Still around.
Yeah?
Guy's still kicking. He's doing
he sure
good.
Is.
Yep.
And he's just the nicest guy you ever want to talk to.
Yep. No, he's just a good guy.
Real
really
friendly
is.
And all that. So how did you get into this?
As far as the swap meet part, well, what really started us off over here, I needed a place to sell my stuff.
Okay.
You know, we actually went to try to go to some of the other places, and they were all booked up, and we couldn't get in.
What do you mean they were all booked up? You couldn't get a spot?
Yeah, we couldn't get a spot because they have reservations, and they do things for like they sell most of the new stuff.
Oh, okay.
You know, and so I needed a place to sell my junk.
So this wasn't really a swap meet per se, because they were merchandisers that were selling new equipment.
and like Brian, my son, was saying, we're trying to go back to the old style, when a flea market was a flea market.
Right,
And
exactly.
That's why they call it a swap meet.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
You have fun out here,
Yeah.
you find your treasures, and honestly, it does real well. You can see the crowd, the people, they enjoy it out here. I've got guys that come out here on a regular basis now because they don't know what they're going to find out here,
Yeah,
which is kind of cool. It's kind of neat deal.
And that's part of the excitement of the hunt is being able to. Oh my God!
Well, of course it is.
Of course, you're going through your garage and you're cleaning it out. And then when you come home at the end of the day, you're bringing more stuff in than what you brought, than what you took out.
See, the whole idea is that you make room, you clean your garage out so you can make room so you can restack it again.
And of course, this has got that flavor of swap meet, because it truly is where somebody could come up and say, I've got this watch, I'll trade you this watch for this. And so there could conceivably be no money exchanged.
And I'm a real fan of they call the barter system.
Oh yeah, me too.
Where they, you barter out for things, and you can do that real easy here. A lot of people swap things around. Sometimes it's not a question about the money; it's just the idea of doing something like that, making it. So it works out good.
So you've only been online here for 4 months. What's the most interesting thing that you've seen here?
It's hard to say because you find treasure.
Yeah.
I find something here just about every week.
And you buying something all the time?
Oh God, look at my truck, it's full.
Yeah. And how about yours? Were you able to sell most of the stuff that you wanted to sell?
Sure, we sell. People like I say, they like that garage sale atmosphere, merchandise, and that's what sells out here.
Well, they also like that, conceivably you can come here and buy something that's just been used once. And so it's really new, and you're not paying full retail for it because, this guy just wants to get rid of it. So give me $5 for it or whatever.
And we do have a certain amount of people here that are selling new products out here. We're not opposed to have them out here, but we're trying to maintain and focus on that garage sale issue type.
Well, for instance, right here, I'm looking at spools of barbed wire, and I'm looking at old gas. Stuff that's usable.
Yes.
Yeah. And like I told Brian, you guys, the original recyclers. This is all green. It really is.
No, it is.
That's not BS.
No, it's actually returning all merchandise.
Exactly.
It's putting it back into use again.
Putting it back into use again and generating a little cash flow.
Right.
Now you go to swap meets to other counties.
Well, what
cities?
Yeah, we actually go to one of our favorite ones that we go to is in Santa Cruz. They have a swap meet over in Santa Cruz.
That's a big one, isn't it?
It's a good sized one. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and it's probably one of the units over there that we kind of copied our swap meet off of theirs because it's the same thing. They don't have a lot of vendors out there, new stuff. It's the garage sale people issue out there, and they do real well. And because I always found treasures over there, so we're trying to maintain the same thing back over there.
But now you can't go to these swap meets anymore because you're running this
I know,
right?
that's just kind of disappointing a little bit.
But of course, Brian's got his finger on the pulse of everything, so you could probably take
once in a while I can sneak off and go over there, But
you don't do that much anymore, right?
No, here what you have to do, I'm a firm believer that, to make something work, you have to work it. You have to be here.
You have to be here.
People's skills are very important on any kind of business, obviously, you know that. And you have to be to connect with your people and be able to talk to them and get along. So you have to be part of your business to make it work.
And this is a business for some people,
sure it is.
right? They're buying and selling stuff all the time, and they're making a little money, but they're constantly looking to either, basic businesses, you pay less for it than
exactly right.
Sell it more than you paid for it.
Yeah, and it's a simple, easy way to clean out your garage. And today the way things are, you.
That's you.
That's me. I'll just squeak in.
Hello, I'm doing a television interview. I can't talk right now.
Yeah, but people.
I want to get on my phone.
There you go. Theft today is really a big problem.
Right.
And not too many people have people come out to their house anymore because a lot of times they come out there, they'll scope out what you have, and they'll come back and they'll watch it. And so this is a safe, easy way for people to clean.
This is a nice medium for sellers and for buyers because there's nobody coming to anybody's house.
No,
and
it makes it really nice and safe.
I never thought of that aspect of it, but that's absolutely right.
Theft is up because the economy's bad right now and people are hurting for money. So you hate to say that, but it's true. I mean, this is an easy way. There's a lot of people that are by themselves, and they don't, even the older people, they don't want people to come to their houses.
Yeah.
So it's an easy way to do it right here. No one can bother you. We're safe here. It's nice.
So to get this swap meet back online, what were the hurdles that you had to jump through? I know that you had some hurdles with the city.
Yeah.
And did you have hurdles with the county also?
No.
Just with the city.
Just with the city, and
And this is Fresno or Clovis?
This is actually Fresno.
Fresno, because Clovis probably would have been a little easier to deal with, wouldn't it?
I don't know. I think anytime you deal with the city as far as on all what you have to do, the restrictions, and our biggest thing, and what we were going to do anyway, is the bathroom facilities.
Right.
And
that's one thing, you've got clean
bathrooms.
Yeah. I mean, new clean bathrooms.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they
and that's important. I mean, for a lot of women coming here, they don't want to deal with the dirty bathroom. And that'll turn the whole family off if the wife says no go. That's it. You're done.
That's it. I mean, the two things that we stress.
So they got clean bathrooms.
We got clean bathrooms, and the things that we stress on are clean bathrooms and good food. We like to have food here because I like to eat.
Right.
And we got a good.
So you've got a couple of trucks here.
We have our good.
Coffee truck.
We have a coffee truck. We have a taco truck, hamburgers.
Yeah.
We have the kettle corn, and we have guys cooking hot dogs.
And I'm going to buy a bag of kettle corn before we leave here today.
But I tell you what, you got to go try.
Yeah.
We have a guy cooking macaroni out here.
Oh yeah.
Italian macaroni. I mean, he makes the best red sauce macaroni. You should.
Parisi, that's the
it's Italian. You got to have it.
Have it. So that was on your wish list, right? To get this guy cooking macaroni out here.
And the next thing that we're trying to do, and if anybody's out there that wants to do it, we need or like to have a good barbecue guy.
Oh, okay.
I mean, because to me, smell is very important, and nothing smells better than to have that good tri-tip and stuff cooking out there.
So they're looking for a barbecue guy. Call 485-SWAP.
There you go.
What do you think?
That's it. Perfect.
There's nothing like coming to a place like this and getting a good hamburger and having a soda and walking around.
So I want that tri-tip and the Italian sausage cooking out here. That's what we need. So.
And the macaroni.
And the macaroni. Got to have that too.
Yeah, I got to have that. Well, this is very impressive. It's there's a lot of people out here, and look, they're just stacking up.
Yeah, the line. It's a constant flow.
When does it really hit? About 8 o'clock. People. You got your serious people out here. You got your serious lurkers out here at 7, right?
6.
6.
Yeah, they're out early.
Yeah.
And then Saturdays is a little bit generally slower. On a takeoff on here. Sundays, actually between Sundays between 8 and probably about 12 is when we really get hit hard.
And I can imagine shows like Pawn Stars and all these pawn shows that have been on national cable, and they have nothing but positive impact for something like
yes,
this.
Yes, it's changed. And see, I'm one of those guys that like to go buy the mini storage things,
Oh, do you?
Oh, yeah.
I watched that show for a little while.
But I can't do it anymore.
Right. How come?
Because
too frustrating?
Well, because everybody
seems like they drive the price up too high.
There you go. What it is, everybody thinks there's that golden treasure in those things.
Yeah.
So it gets to be very expensive.
I see these guys peek in, and then the bidding starts, and all of a sudden, something that's maybe worth a couple $100 has gone up to $1,200. And I'm thinking, what are these guys thinking?
Oh, that's great. But see, it works good.
Then the egos get involved.
Oh, well, they have a name for that, but I'm not gonna say it. But anyway, which is really good is because I go to these, and it's a great spot for me to talk to these people, because when you buy this product, you need a place to sell it.
Right.
And I pass out my cards and say, hey, you just bought that locker full of stuff over there. Where are you going to get rid of it? Where are you going to sell it?
Yeah.
Come out to the Sunnyside Swap Meet. We'll make you a deal. Come out.
So you're pulling people in from other parts of California?
I try to get them any place I can go because I like to talk.
You got anybody from Los Angeles here or San Francisco? Or?
The farthest we've got here, I mean, we're still pretty local right here because we're still pretty small. But once it gets going, I do have people, probably. I think the farthest guy right now is he drives from Turlock,
Oh, okay.
So we got the Turlock, Stockton area.
Yeah.
Hanford, we're getting some people from there. So it's a pretty good little drive for them.
Now, Turlock has a great auto swap meet a couple times a year. They got it in February, and I think they've got one in, June or July?
Actually, the one that they have in January, which is their big meet, which is put on by the Model A Club.
And I like that one because it's nice and cool there.
Yes, and it's rain or shine.
It's huge.
It's huge, yes. Yeah. Yes, rain or shine, it's huge. It's actually a good deal. I like it myself.
Well, that radio's blaring.
I know.
Let me see that radio. Pull it out real quick. Let's just tell him.
Okay.
Hey, he's ready to go back to work now. We're done with the interview.